No way.
Hi, everyone.
Hi, everybody. Welcome back to the Three Commoners podcast. I can't believe we're at the end of the year, but we made it. And we have an interesting lineup of things that we're going to be discussing today, mainly centered and focused around the end of the year. But before we get into that, let me introduce people that are here with us. My name is Vanessa, as usual. And today on the podcast, we have Orode and Shemon. Hi, guys. How you guys doing? How's your weekend?
Hello. Weekend's okay. Canada weekend.
It's not giving me. It's giving me.
not-
It's giving.
It's giving like
Yes, that's
I'm in the
exactly
cold in
what it
Canada.
is.
Yeah. It's giving. I'm in the trenches of the cold. Well, sorry.
Wait, what
That's
is
all I
it
can
like?
say.
What is the temperature now for you? As in, like, you might
It's
not
not-
be a fan, but like range.
It's
Because it's super cold here.
When you say super cold, okay. Don't mind him. Don't mind
California is super cold.
I'm
Okay.
telling you, super cold. It's like in the
To be honest with
40s.
you, I don't know Fahrenheit.
Which is what in centigrade?
Fahrenheit.
I mean,
don't know what that is in
Celsius.
Celsius. Like
Yeah,
maybe
I don't
10,
know what Fahrenheit is.
15, something
Okay, let me
like that. Let
bust
me
your-
just do quick.
That's cold.
Let me bust
That's
your brain,
fall weather.
Shaman. We are currently today. I think on average we're looking at like -3, and it snowed
Jesus
3
Christ of
degrees
Nazareth.
Celsius. And it snowed this morning, which is why I'm feeling a bit meh. I don't particularly like the snow. Yeah, I can manage
Yeah.
cold, but snow I don't like. I think it just messes things up. But yeah, we're -3.
Yeah, the entire place becomes sticky and
Bro,
icky, right?
slippery,
It's like you're walking in
irritating.
slush. Especially if it's snow that like sticks. Yeah, it's just not nice.
7.2 degrees Celsius is like
That is a walk in the
it's
park. That is
basically
fall.
the floor of my code generally, and I have hit the floor at this point, and it is ridiculous. It's been consistently like 45 degrees in the last 2 or 3 days.
Where you guys
It's the
are,
worst
where you
ever.
are in Cali is closer to Northern California, which is cold.
Yeah,
which
we're
is
not
colder.
north
Yeah,
south, so it's colder.
Is it
Because
not
I
out?
know
It's colder here.
It's
and
colder, but like for a Canadian, that's
yeah.
that's
you know?
a summer's evening.
Don't mind
No,
him.
not a summer's evening, but definitely a fall evening. Definitely
Okay.
a fall evening. Definitely a spring day. You know,
Jesus.
yeah, it's fall evening, spring day for
I
sure,
can't
for
do
sure.
that.
Like 7 to 10 degrees is for us superb weather. You can see somebody in 10 degrees
and
wearing shorts
slippers.
in Canada.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
10
slippers.
degrees
Oh
would
yeah,
be like 50, almost 50. So
Yeah.
maybe short. No, I couldn't.
they are wearing shorts
I
in
can
Canada. The moment there is the slightest ray of sunshine and snow has disappeared from the floor, Canadians have put
not
their
going-
shokoto out. They are
There's
putting
no
their wearing
snow though.
shorts.
There's no sun. It's
and wearing
really gloomy.
slippers.
It's really, really gloomy.
Yeah.
So I definitely understand the winter gloom is in full
Yeah,
swing.
I'm not
winter
going to lie
blues.
to you.
Yeah.
I'm not going to lie
I
to you.
hate
I was wearing
crazy.
slippers till like last month, so I was using it to run around.
So you're fully-
I don't like
you're fully
shoes. I
acclimatized.
realized I do not like shoes. Like shoes, unless they're cute.
Mhm.
I don't like shoes. So if
I haven't worn shoes
that's
since
something I
I
miss
came to
about
Nigeria.
Nigeria.
Like all my sneakers and everything, I have not worn them. I've been wearing slippers. Like, I mean, I've worn covered shoes or sandals or whatever, but like canvas or anything that's like proper covered. No, I don't want to see it. I don't want to hear
Even when
about
you
it.
go out.
Yeah, why am I? It's we're baking in this city. Like, so why am I doing that? Like, it's just it doesn't make any sense to me. But I see people in sneakers. I will repeat the same shoe for the entire week if I wear sneakers.
I can't like I
Fair
don't know
enough.
what I was thinking in my 20s where I was wearing shoe everywhere. I wasn't wearing sneakers or trainers. I did not like trainers that much. I just thought they were
You were living young
But I was wearing
and
ballet
wild and
flats,
free.
loafers. Why was I doing that?
I did that. I
I just
think
told
our
you,
parents
you're
also
young, you're
put
wild,
us in
you're
that.
I
free.
don't
So you got used to
yeah,
it.
I mean ballet flats are not bad, but loafers why? So I don't know. I'm at a point where shoes are irritating. So
Speaking of shoes and what we used to wear as kids, what are your plans for Christmas already?
good question. I'm gonna stay indoors.
Oh my God. Wrong
Oh,
answer.
guys, she has. By the way, already has a. I just spied a little Christmas tree behind already in her
I think
background. That's
cool.
cute. I didn't
But
see that
wrong
when we
answer.
first
But
got
then again,
on.
I don't blame you.
Yeah, I mean
that's
it's cute.
cute.
Thanks.
Christmas
The truth
in
is okay. So
Toronto.
I'm not just staying indoors. I am going to try and go out, but the truth is, I feel like the snow is coming much earlier this year. Maybe it's just me, but once the snow starts to come down, me, not everybody, me, I tend to stay indoors. I don't like, I don't like going out, but I would try and go out. I have a few things planned that I'm going to do up until maybe the new year before proper hibernation comes in January and February. But I will be in Canada. I'll be in Toronto. I don't have any. I'll be in Toronto. I'll have family over, so that should be nice. But I don't have any big plans. Yeah, I don't have any big plans like the people going to Nigeria and turning off. No, but I have family. I have some events planned. Yeah.
I mean, I don't blame you because the idea of going out in the snow or the winter, honestly, I'll pass. Hard pass. If I'm being honest.
But Shaman, what are your plans
I
for
have lived in the
Christmas?
snow before. You guys know. I used to
know
live
that.
in. So I've done a winter Christmas in harsh East Coast weather. So I know what it's like, and that's why the Pharaoh that I saw yesterday I shall not see again. Essentially, that's where I'm at.
That is hilarious. Okay, so seeing that you are not doing a cold, frosty winter, what are you doing for Christmas?
You know this now. Vanessa,
I know it, but do your listeners know it? I don't think so. Bring them into your world.
I am like in the full. But I'm gonna be in Lagos. I wanted to give a whole spiel about I'm so pumped about Detty December. But honestly, as we talk later, I will share some of my experiences and frustration about this trip, which I've shared with some of you, Vanessa and Orodi, and some people who even listen before know of my. Oh God,
that sigh was heavy.
Let's let it. Yeah, but I'm gonna be in Lagos. When this comes out, I would already be in Lagos by the time this episode
is your Lagos dirty? Do you have plans to be like outside?
That's a good question. So the last time we were in Lagos, it was the dirtiest. What you think about like a Detty December week? Barring of course we are not Whiskey or Davido or Burna Boy that
endless funds.
We're just blowing money in the clubs or not. But we're out.
But you had a good time, like you were turning up.
Yeah. It was also kind of tiring because we were always doing stuff. Always doing stuff. So this time we do have a much more younger person coming with us. Like a much, 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 much younger person coming with us. So there's that, and also we're also older. But all in all, I kind of want to pace myself, not have it just, jumping up and down. I kind of want something a bit more
chill.
This,
a mixture of everything, have a good time, but also take time out to rest. Relax.
Yeah. But that last time, people don't already, they call you 7, where you did this one. So maybe more high, low, high, low, high, low, high, low. That's right.
Yeah. I'm with you. I think I'm going to have actually not very mellow, but it's going to be very more so just demure. I will go out a few times, but I'm not doing anything crazy. I just find that by the end of even right now, when I go out now and I get back home, and I'm out around by 9:30, 10, I'm already I want to go. I'm yawning. I'm yawning in the places that I am.
What if you go out by 11 a.m. rather than 9:30?
11 p.m. rather than
11 p.m.
The thing is, the things that start at 11 p.m. I'm not really interested in them. It's club and all the noise and all the lights and.
I used to be a party rocker. What the heck?
No, I'm still a party rocker. I just mean consistently, right? And I think
gotcha.
if I travel, if I go to England or if I go to, let's even say if I go to Lagos now, I'm doing December, I'll be outside and I'll do what I need to do. But more so on a normal, and I think I'm saying it sounds like it's because also now there's something that they want. There's no rockies that they want to do now in Abuja that I maybe haven't experienced in the last 2 months of being here. It's the same places.
My issue with
fair enough.
So I'm with Vanessa in that. So club and all that, I'm not interested, but for a different reason. I just find it's all the same thing. You go to the place, even if it's a club or a party that supposed to start at 10 or 11, you go there. Either you buy table or you end up standing the whole night, buy drinks. Everybody's just standing. Some people are dancing, but everybody just. the same music, same
Yeah, I hate those
yeah, the
people. Just
same music,
FYI.
and then let's say the same DJ,
The
and let's
same
say you're going out
DJs.
in the same.
But you know you can
Let's say you're
switch
going
up
up in. If you're
the.
going out in the
That's
same
also
city, probably the same people.
you can be
Probably
like,
the same
okay,
people. If you're like, if you it's the same city, like, it's the
fair
same thing.
enough.
Even here in Toronto, like the last time I went out in Toronto, I was at party. I just looked around. 30 minutes, I left. I don't enjoy parties, and I don't enjoy. Like I like it. Like if it's a more intimate thing, maybe a house party, people that I know, something, and the loud music as well just doesn't. I've realized I like to go to things where I want to have a
I
nice chill
agree with you.
conversation, have a nice drink, dance if I want to, sit down if I want to. That's the other thing. I'm tired of paying that table thing.
And I think
It doesn't.
adding the fact that after I club like that, right, I think, I'm more inclined to go clubbing in the West or in a city that is more safe because I can Uber myself back home. But
Mm-hmm.
here, I can't even drink and do all of that because I have
That's
to
the
drive
other
myself back
thing.
home
That's
because
the
I'm not
other thing.
entering Uber at 1 a.m.
Mm.
I'm not just doing it. Do you understand? So it just becomes a
Really.
bit of a chore. And unfortunately, I don't have a husband or a man that can be like, yeah, I'll drink this to four, but he will get me home safe or whatever. Well, it's not unfortunate. I just don't. So,
Yeah,
like, I have to look up for myself. So there's no, which is why typically by like 10 o'clock, I'm like,
it's
yeah,
time.
guys, I'm going to go home because, yeah, it's time. And to be honest, I hate driving when the road
Yeah,
is lonely,
especially in
just as a
Abuja.
security problem in general. And especially in Abuja because the roads get really, really lonely. It's a
Mm.
it's a small city but has big city streets. So everybody's sparsely the city is not condensed, it's sparsely populated, right? So by like 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock, the roads are
Yeah, and no street
thinning out.
lights.
Is you, your
Mm.
God, and maybe and then yeah, the street light station is even slightly better. But it's you, your God, and maybe a few
And
policemen
your
that you
car
don't know what
engine.
they've and your car engine and you don't know what the policemen have been on. So I just would rather not, honestly. And I just go. People are like,
This
oh,
is
why
why you
go
miss the
you?
Lagos traffic, Vanessa. Lagos
I
traffic will
don't
do you
miss
up.
I don't miss the, no, I don't miss the Lagos traffic. But yeah, that's it. I think everybody's gonna have a good December, whichever
I,
way we look at it.
I think
But
so. And
as
fun
your
stuff. Vanessa
mm-hmm,
and I, we must like hang out a lot in December.
How?
We just must.
let's see.
That's for you guys to figure out.
How? I'll go to our house.
Let's see. I
Which one is
have
let's see again? I don't understand. Are you
I
trying to say
have
we will not?
I'm not trying to say that we will not. It's just life is life. And so
That's fair. Don't worry.
if I have energy, fine. If I don't,
And
I will
you
see you,
guys are
but
in
it
different
will not be to
cities. That's why
me.
me, I even said how.
Waka waka.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, to be honest, the problem is everybody has like, there's always different things going on. That's on that thing. But
Yeah.
for this point, I feel like you can, or what usually happens is there's just a lot of people in December where it's like you can't even completely hang out with the same set of people
Okay.
all the time. So there's
No,
that.
no, no, I mean, yeah, people are beginning to come back. I think from my own observation as the on ground respondent, I think
Yeah,
batch A
that's what
has
I've
already
heard.
arrived. Heck, I
Mm.
think batch A even batch
I
batch
don't
A
quite get
arrived
this
like
batch A, batch B, batch C. Like the exact
it
timings are
just
kind of like
there's no
weird.
timing. There's no timing for it.
These
But
vibes.
I
Okay.
noticed that this year there's been a lot more influx of people coming a little bit earlier. So a lot
It's
of people,
cheaper.
it's cheaper, and a lot of people that have like remote work situations, right? Where they can work from anywhere in the world. I've seen them coming back a little bit earlier than December. So a lot. I have a handful of friends that came in like end of November ish, and they're like, yeah, I'll just work till the 22nd, and then just deep dive into Detty
Yeah.
December. And you know what? I like that for Nigeria, but I also don't know that Nigeria is ready for that kind of situation, right? Where people come to Nigeria and almost like nomad their lives, if that makes sense,
Mm.
for 3-4 weeks before getting into the Dirty December situation. Not because like maybe Nigeria is not a nice place or whatever. I just infrastructure wise, I don't know. And like the entire thing has just and I've been seeing a lot of discourse around it, like, oh, is Nigeria really taking advantage of the whole Dirty December wave that we have?
Mm-hmm.
Even there's something that we created, or are we just doing anyhow? And to me, I think we're just doing it anyhow. As with most Nigerian things, we're just riding the wave. If you click,
Mm-hmm.
oh, fine. If it doesn't click, oh,
Yeah.
that's also okay.
And to this
Like, I
To your
don't know.
point,
What do you guys
Vanessa,
think?
right? So I think when it comes to infrastructure and whether they're doing it, so the one thing I think about is Lagos traffic. So this is number is that you're going to events, you're going to places, you're going to the beach, you're going to, I don't know, you're going out at night. Even during the day you're doing something, oh I'm there, whatever. Right. So how are people navigating
Mm-hmm.
Detty December with Lagos traffic? Right. So why isn't there an alternative means of moving around the city? Obviously, I know there are other concerns when it comes to that safety, blah blah blah. But why aren't there alternative means of moving this people around the city that is sufficient for the influx of people that are coming in December? Because imagine one thing I don't like is just stress. Imagine I'm trying to get somewhere to go and have a good time, but I'm spending 3 hours in traffic to get there. It's not resonating with me. It's not resonating with me. So
Yeah, it doesn't
yeah,
make
so that's sort
sense.
of a question may I have. Like how are they? How is that? If it happens to me once, I will never go back to that place because I would just think it's a waste of time. That's how I am. If something doesn't satisfy me, I just do it. But
You
yeah,
know, I don't know, Shemon,
exactly.
what
Shimon,
are
you
your
would.
own thoughts?
I
As a
I'm of
former
two minds.
resident, because already
As
is
a
not a resident
Lagos,
Lagosian. So as
yeah,
a former
as
resident Lagosian, what are
unapologetically
your
Lagos
thoughts?
as one can be, I'm of two minds.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm of the mind that um one, I guess let me put it this way. Like, I don't think the city, I don't think like Vanessa said, we are riding a wave. We are not like, oh, we planned for this. This is not Calabar Carnival where we like thought it out
Oh
and
my
try to get
god.
and try to get people
Yeah.
to come here. Like, this is also not Ghana where they are doing year of the return. This is none of
Mm.
this. This is just, it happened, I won't say spontaneously, but kind of organically. Like,
It was
obviously,
organic,
Lagos has
yeah.
always been the entertainment
Mm-hmm.
capital of Nigeria and is now fast becoming like the entertainment capital of like the Afro
West
diaspora.
Africa.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
type thing. But like infrastructure wise, obviously it cannot compete with like Joburg or like Cape Town or probably even Accra. So it's also really small. So there's kind of not, they didn't really think like, oh, this is going to happen. And then another backdrop, like people have been talking about this, is before in December, the expectation was like the city will be thinner because like
Would go to
are
the east.
people are going to the east, people are going to the north or going somewhere else. People are leaving. But now like we're riding that wave. People are not going for multiple reasons. One, there's that December. Two, maybe there's insecurity in other parts of the country. So this
Maybe.
is just yes, of course.
Maybe.
So
It's not maybe. There's
there's
insecurity.
so the
This
city
is
is
not
just
a
There is
choked.
maybe
problem in the
situation.
land.
So the city is now really, really choked. And then it's now like the thing is, because it wasn't planned, like there was no central planning for, oh, let's this be the
Mm-hmm.
December destination for all Black people in the world. Like
Yeah.
literally. It is they are just trying to make money of it. Like they're not thinking about, oh, what can we do to make people's lives better? That in short, that's when Tinubu will come to Lagos in the middle of December. They will block all the roads. Sometimes there are some decisions they make in Lagos around that time that are kind of stupid. You are like, oh, this is the moment where we want to repair Third Mainland Bridge and close down Third Mainland Bridge, or in the
Yeah, they
middle of.
just did that recently now. They wanted
I'm
to do
like,
some repairs on the
is
Lekki
this
Ekpe corridor. I'm like, guys, we're quarter to death December. How is it? You had
the
January,
whole year?
February, March, April, May, June, July, August, September, even October is at the end of November. And you now remember that. Oh, that road is not good.
I don't
Let's go and fix
understand them.
it.
Like the thinking is just like I'm
Ah,
not quite like obviously. So people are not thinking obviously too.
no,
Like
they're
oh,
not
how
thinking.
come? It's just kind of like it's vibe session. We're not really like thinking about it, and that's also because we did not plan it. It just kind of
Mhm.
fell on our laps.
But
But that's
even
the
though we
bad
did
side.
not,
The good side
if
is kind of like we've spoken about this kind of on this pod before, where it's like Ghana had like a real Detty December
They still do,
period. They
yeah.
still do, like Accra still does. Yeah, but like at some point it was like, oh, we are like the real party people. But like because Ghana, I don't want to say they have their shit together, but they actually have more central planning on like, oh, we want to do
Come on, you
things to
can
get
say
people
it. They
come
have their
here.
shit
There was
together. You
like the
can
whole
actually say that. I think it's okay to say it.
They, I mean, that's fair. They have their shit together more than
you
we
can
do.
say that.
For sure. For sure. So, like, obviously, that they got a lot of people that way. Whereas we were just like, so the positive side is because of the vibes, we have the vibes. We've kind of like retaken the whole Detty December thing a bit more. So that's the good thing, like, where it's like, oh, it's kind of now like Lagos is the place, then maybe go to Ghana. Whereas I feel
But
like
you know
5 years
what?
ago, it was kind of like Accra was the place.
To me, I don't see a good thing. I'm sorry. I
Oh,
don't
wow.
see a single good thing, because I feel like every time we say that there's a good thing or whatever, I feel like they drop the ball worse the next year or the next time that they're doing something.
I love a
There's not a single good
contrarian.
thing.
Well, is it contrarian? I love a contrarian
There's
opinion.
there's not there's not a single good thing. And I feel like I'll call out the Commissioner of Tourism for Lagos State. What is your plan, Miss Benson? No,
There is no plan. I just said
what
it.
is, and that's the point. And that's the
The
point.
plan is to.
You can't just be an office holder and be a figurehead. And then when it's time to go to events, you're coming out, they're greeting you, Madam Commissioner, the Commissioner of Tourism for Lagos State or whatever.
They
When
bring out
in reality,
banners. They put their banners there. Sponsored
in
by
reality,
Lagos.
you've not really given us any blueprint or any roadmap on how you intend to make Lagos State tourism positive. There's nothing.
They are going to do it in your festival, Vanessa.
Your festival does not make Lagos State tourism positive, because again, the things that are the backbone of tourism are still lacking in that state. The things that are the backbone of tourism is still lacking. So you can create events, yes, which they are very, very good at.
Lagos State events.
No. Lagos State is good at. They might not create it, but they're good at sponsoring.
They'll do a whiskey show,
yes, they are good at sponsoring an event or coming up with all of this stuff or whatever. But they are so terrible at backing the infrastructure that is needed to support that event. There's not been an event that has gone on in Lagos. If you come and interview people that have brought foreign events or whatever events they've brought to Lagos, there's not been a single event where they've not had logistics issues. I can bet you money on that. I can bet money on that. There's not been a single event where there has not been logistic issues. So you know that Detty December is coming in December. The date does not change. It's a constant. As the Commissioner of Tourism for your state, right? Middle of the year, so by June, July, you should have begun to liaise with other ministries or other
I think
departments.
You should start in January, Steph. You first reviewed what
this
you
is
did.
what I said.
You
said
did
by.
what you did. What you did wrong.
I said no. You know why? You know why I said. You know why I said by. I'm saying by because I'm giving them time. Minimum.
No.
By the middle of the year, by June, July, you should have talked to Ministry of Works. That's people that do roads or this is transport. Okay, these are the roads that are mostly plied. These are the roads that are this. These are the roads that are that. These are
they're not thinking.
Yeah, and that's the problem. That's why I cannot give
Vanessa,
them even
to your point.
So here's what the positive.
I just said, Vanessa, even to your point about the planning thing, right? First of all, two things. We are literally the center of Afrobeats currently, right? Let's just say Lagos, right? So we have some of the biggest Afrobeats acts in the world. Every year I hear people going to Lagos, I hear those people go back home and perform. And from what I'm hearing, there is no event venue that is up to the requirements of good enough.
Good enough.
That's really one thing that they should have been working on by now. Why are there talks about building that a concert venue?
So the crazy thing is, we have some places we could retrofit.
They even need to build any. It's not even be a green.
People.
What they call is it green? You know, there's green space at the brown space project.
No, like we have brownfield. Like if we were serious people, like that we could. I mean, TBS is one, but TBS will come to TBS later, and some of it.
I mean, the Whiskey is only show in TBS, so maybe.
Yeah, so TBS is a place that is one. Like a lot of these things is like, why does it even have to be within the 10-mile radius of Ikoyi VI? That's also part of the lack of planning.
I was going to come to that, yeah.
that is happening. Why must it be within that 10-mile radius? That's part of stressing like that, choking that area. We have places everything doesn't have to be there. We have 2 stadiums in Surulere, 2, a big one. And the state national stadium has so much space. We could retrofit parking. We could do a lot of things. And just opposite National Stadium is the other Lagos State one. What's that one called?
Teslim Balogun Stadium.
Balogun. So
there's that.
There's stadium in Agege too. with parking, limited, but with some parking. Like obviously,
Agege.
maybe not. Bona might not go to Agege, but who says small doctor will not, or Shei vibes, or like like my point. My point is like there are some options that we can kind of make work, but because it is not planned or we're not thinking about it, it then becomes a hotel, which is 2,000. Like
That's very
how many people
small.
can sit there? 3,000. Now they're using event centers. There's one in what's the name of that famous place near Hard Rock? Landmark has kind of one
Landmark.
thingy that's
They
going. I don't
tried
even know how many
Eco
people.
Atlantic at some point.
I mean, Eco Atlantic, maybe you can use it for festivals, but
Yeah,
even that
the bands tried
can
Eco Atlantic
possibly
and it was
work.
a nightmare. Yeah. But it's a bit of a nightmare because the parking situation in Eco Atlantic is horrendous.
And then
it's horrendous.
And there's actually space
and,
for
and
parking
then
there. So I
also
don't even
just
understand
keeping
what
everything in
that's
one
about.
axis is also contributing to that traffic and the difficulty of movement.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. That's part of the lack of thinking about like why must everything be
And this
there?
is,
Like
but
it doesn't have to all be
this
there.
is a great what we just said is a great way to now loop in the federal government, who is doing an even worse job at harnessing. Yes, they are doing a worse job. I saw the Minister of Tourism with her accent.
Isn't she talking
Government
about
is going to
taxes?
set up a tax force for Detty December. Yeah. This. They're setting up a tax force for Detty December a few weeks to Detty December. Are we
That's
a
not good.
thinking nation?
We are not.
You want to do
Vanessa, have
tax
you
force for
seen
Detty
this? We are not
December?
thinking.
We are doing it a few weeks. So, and to me, what annoys me and what angers me the most is the fact that we keep complaining and we know that there's no money in this country. But this is
Serious
an
revenue
organic avenue to
generating
maximize money
opportunity.
and make a shit ton of revenue. And we are leaving money on the table. I've never seen people that are allergic to making money. The only time they want to
For
make money is when they're
themselves.
taxing their citizens. When money that is coming from
Stealing the
outside
money. I
or
think
stealing the
they're
money.
not.
The money is coming from outside. Come and collect it. It's yours to have. You don't want to take advantage of it. Because also, there's no reason why some of the Detty December events or whatever are not pushed to Abuja.
Or Port
If we're keeping a buck,
for example.
there's no reason why. Yeah, let's say people don't want to go to PH because of connectivity. There are limited flights, maybe flying into Port Harcourt. Let's say that. Or Port Harcourt is the South. Niger Delta is a red zone for maybe internationals based on
Another
kidnapping,
issue.
right?
Another
Even
problem.
Abuja should be a red zone. But anyways, bro, do you understand? So it's like we just have so many layered issues that we're not even taking into consideration. The insecurity is a big problem. You're right, because there's also no reason why Calabar Carnival has not been revived. Or well, I think they're trying to revive it, but there's no reason why Calabar Carnival is not like a big thing. And people are like, hey, I'm going to ditch Lagos from the, I don't know, maybe Calabar Carnival is 27th, 29th. Bye bye Lagos. I'm going to Calabar from 27th. That reduces the traffic in Lagos already. Then they go to Calabar. So those that want to stay in Lagos can have like maybe 2-3 days where it's like less chokes. You know what I mean? And like do one or two things that are not whatever. Those that are in Calabar will do their Calabar thing or whatever. Maybe there's an event also that's happening in ABJ that people can go to, which also means that the cost of tickets needs to come down. You know? So it's a whole ecosystem of fuck up.
They're not like obviously again like all of this is organic. It's not like they were like let's make Nigeria or Lagos like that was not the intention.
But
you're saying it's organic like as if you're saying like it's organic like as if something cannot be organic
from the beginning.
Yeah, but even if you didn't think from the beginning, your brain cannot start working.
Their brain is not working.
Right?
That's what I've been trying to say. Their brain not work from the beginning. Now that it has fallen upon, the only thing they're even thinking about, their first thought or the first thought that I'm seeing from the federal government is how can we tax? That should not be the first thing you should be thinking about. I mean, obviously, like you want to make money from it, but that shouldn't even be the way you are positioning it. You should be positioning to get more people in, get more revenue. Obviously, as people are spending, you're getting more money. That's the whole task.
It's a volume game.
So
but
the thing about
it,
it's an organic thing that has fallen into their lap. I disagree. Why? This is what the third year that Detty December has been on the global stage. It's been longer,
it's been
but
more than 3 years, honestly.
I feel like it really last year was really like, or 2 years ago was when we're seeing celebrities from the US going in and everybody's like, what's going on? So it's no longer organic. Like we've passed, oh, it's just an organic thing. No, a country with sense, right? And I'm going to tap my head when I say this because sometimes you need to emphasize the lack of something. A country with sense, after the first year, it would have been a let's sit down and discuss. Okay, we've noticed that this thing, we've noticed there is some interest. How can we go ahead and now maximize that possibility, right? Vanessa has touched on it because, first of all, Detty December doesn't need to only be sequestered or to only be Lagos. It can be different places. It doesn't all.
The problem is not, it's in like
Yeah.
a 10-mile radius,
Yeah, and
not
it
just
doesn't
that.
also have to be just party. There's so many things that like people can use that Dirty December as an opportunity to really explore Nigeria. That's really, really the truth of it, right? So I think they're not maximizing that opportunity. There's one word that Nigerians, we didn't originate in Nigeria, but we use it a lot that I don't like is vibes. This is giving me vibes behavior. I can't fucking,
it is
excuse my
vibes.
French. I can't fucking stand vibes.
It's
Oh, it's
vibes
just
now.
no, it's not just vibes. You're saying there's no money in the country. Money is knocking on your door. You are ignoring it. Well, like, what are we doing here? Money is like, hey, let me in. Come. I'm here. It's not, nobody's responding, or at least. And there are people who can benefit from this, the average people who can benefit from this, right? You're talking about job creation, you're talking about revenue generation, you're talking about maybe pivoting into other industries.
Mm-hmm.
This is the time to pivot. This is the time to build. This is the time to take advantage of opportunities. The global economy is not in a good place. Yes, people are still spending money to come to Nigeria and Lagos, and you're not taking advantage of it. Can we make it make sense? It really, really, really frustrates me because it's just it's such a lost opportunity and such a lost effort. And that vibes thing, Nigeria, we need to stop vibes behavior. Stop vibes behavior. I'll say it again. Stop vibes behavior. Please, people. God, let's start planning things. Let's start. Okay. Let me stop talking, please.
So
this is a public service announcement. This is a public service announcement. Already said you people should stop vibes behavior. PSA brought to you by the three commoners.
So here's the way I think it's positive. Like we used to talk, like maybe me or you two, Vanessa, Tayo to some extent. Like when with some level of we can't believe we have fumbled the bag on Dirty December 5 years ago, 4 years ago. Like we can't believe that Dirty December's capital is in Accra. Right. That was sort of, there were conversations about what the hell happened. And it wasn't it was even in Accra, it was shared between us, but we kind of wanted most of the glory because we felt like we should because we're obnoxious Nigerians. So that to me is some of the positive, at least on a vibes level, which already says she doesn't like, I agree. So there's that. But then there's also for businesses in Nigeria, it's actually a pretty good time.
Businesses in
that
Lagos
itself is
businesses in Lagos. People are not going to people are not going to Edo State like that.
Yeah, no, that's part of the fuck ups of it. But the good things, why I'm not completely why I want it to be improved rather than us to lose it completely, which we are on the verge of with all our bad behavior, which we'll come to at some point. We've just talked about the central planning bad behavior. We have not even talked about participants, from show promoters.
No, that's a different kettle.
So let's leave that for now. But I'm saying, at least on some level, it's good for businesses in Lagos for the most part. So that's why I think there is some positive there. That's the positive I think of it. At least during that 3 months, there's positive. There's that economic people are buying stuff. The economy is kind of flowing based on, this, people coming in and having a good time in Lagos for 3 weeks or whatever.
Fair enough.
I still don't see it as a positive, but sure, we'll have it.
Yeah, so that's what I think is the positive. And that's kind of why, as an obnoxious Nigerian, I do not want to share the limelight with it, with other people. And I think ultimately, just from a purely where is the who has the best tools for it? We probably don't, because of all the things we've said, like our government is not thinking about it. We're not even caring about infrastructure. And we're focused solely on, oh, it's Afrobeat parties,
Vibes
which is
behavior.
probably not the best way. We need a
You
more
know,
diverse,
but
we need a more
what's
diverse way to think
interesting?
about tourism. Well, I think
You know
like countries
what's
like Ghana, South Africa have they have more to offer. They just have than we do.
But you know what's interesting? I actually would not mind if we were sharing the spotlight with other countries or sharing the moment with
No, I
other
want it
countries.
all. I
Particularly,
want it
hold on.
all.
Particularly for the West African corridor of like Ghana, Benin, Togo, and
Fair enough. I
Nigeria.
see where you're going.
Those four countries, I feel like it would definitely boost our like African trade, especially like those four West African countries. Just imagine that everything was great and there were events lined up across that corridor, and you could wake
And
up
it
in
was
the
seamless
morning
to
with
go
your
between them.
it's technically kind of seamless, to be honest.
It
Nigeria is
is.
really the bottleneck. Nigeria is the real bottleneck when you're traveling. But
Okay.
imagine if you could get on the road with your friends, wake up this morning. Lagos is 3 hours from
Benin.
what's it called? From Benin,
Benin
from the
Republic.
border. The same border.
No, from my house in Ikeja to Cotonou should be like, if like everything was good, like 2.5 hours max.
Yeah. Okay, that's great. You live in Ikeja. I'm even saying from the island. It's like a 3-hour trip, 3.5 hours to like get maybe into. Do you understand what I'm trying to say? Cotonou, there should be no reason why. I heard that there's a concert happening in 3 days in Cotonou, for example. Me and my friends are going to get in the car. We're going to drive our car by ourselves, get to Cotonou, have a good time. If we want, we turn back. Do you understand what I'm trying to say?
No,
Come
I
back,
agree. And then
and
the
come back and
diversity
come back
of
to Lagos and whatever.
different
And
things.
it bubbles the entire hub, right? Do you understand? And already people are flying into Ghana, flying into Cotonou, flying into Benin or Port Novo or wherever the case may be, and Lomé, and they're flying there to beat the cost of buying tickets to come directly to Nigeria. So we're already sharing the glory one way or the other. Imagine if those four countries came together, put their heads together, and created
Imagine
something.
that.
Yes, I imagine like it'll be such a great time.
And Sherman,
I think the only country that is somewhat like, personally, I mean, I'm sure Ghanaians will disagree, but I think they're the only ones who are trying to put something together. That's kind of the only thing they want to do. But they have their own screw-ups as well.
I beg to differ. Nigerians, we're underestimating Benin and Togo because maybe we don't speak French and we don't really know what's going on there. Infrastructure-wise, those people are ready to go. Have you guys been to Cotonou of recent? Have you seen what's going on there? Free. See, you know that when you're traveling to Ghana, let's say from Nigeria, the place with the bad road is Nigeria. Once you cross and you are going from Benin Republic into Togo all the way to Ghana,
Agreed. No,
the
I've
road
been to
sweet
Cotonou.
die.
That was true.
Like
from
they
the
are
border
ready.
all the way to Cotonou, there's
not too much talk. Like everything is sweet. The roads are good, wide. Their beaches have public access. They have not be like our own.
They have nicer beaches as well.
Where you go need take boats.
So I want
go Ilashe.
So do you know
They have
Shema was
nicer
saying that
beaches.
we want to he wants all the glory for Nigeria. Nigeria, we're not acting like a country that wants all the glory. You can't be. I will say it again because this is my gripe for this episode. You know me, I always have one problem each episode. Today it is vibes behavior. Vibes behavior don't get you the maximum benefits that you can get. It doesn't get you. And I've heard that thing as well about going to Ghana, that the roads are actually pretty good once you leave Nigeria. It's you, even me. See, let me tell you something. The other countries in Africa I'm looking at, if somebody says to me that this Christmas you want to travel somewhere, where do you want to go? It's Senegal. I don't. Nigeria is not sweet. It's not sweet in my body.
So
the thing is,
I think the spirit of Detty December is the thing is why Lagos kind of gets it, and why I don't know, for the life of us, we've determined that we want to kill it. We don't want it to be us. We are trying very hard to stop like this thing. The whole point of Detty December to a certain extent is like you are living. It's kind of like, I kind of compare it to like a Ibiza, where it's like, oh, party, vibes, and then obviously you can still go to like other places around for like tourism and stuff. That's kind of like the idea.
I think so too.
Called like in spirit, but like the thing is, we've now like we've determined that we will not even get the basic things right, and I'm kind of worried that people will tune out in the next. I personally,
they have already started tuning out with the cost of tickets. People are like,
out. I think this might be
the problem with
this is me, that I'm a massive Lagos
The
person. This
problem
might
with
be my last
so,
one.
so for me, I think is so Nigerians, right? Especially, I guess people from Lagos. I wouldn't just say Yoruba people because Lagos in itself has a culture on its own. But Nigerians excel at having a good time. That's something that we do well, right? So
Yes.
play to your strength.
Yeah.
Yeah. So play.
That's what we're
Yeah. So
selling,
play to your
really. That's it.
strengths. Fine. But I think my thing is, again, back to my gripe with vibes behavior. People don't realize that to create an economy or a culture around having a good time, you need to plan other things. There are other things that play into having a good time. It's not just, oh, I will wake up, oh, I want to go for this.
Or that
Yes, it's not just I
enable
will go
having
there,
a
I will
good
do hey,
time.
party, and then I go home. No, you have to think of how you will get there, the cost of things, how you encourage people to leave their houses, how people will be not afraid to go somewhere. Just a bunch of things, the atmosphere, the customer service, everything. There are things around having a good time, like like Miami and Ibiza. These are two big party cities in the world. There is a whole. I've been to Miami, and even just going there is a whole part of, especially Miami Beach, right? Clubs, the beach itself, parties, everything. There's an
There's an
ecosystem
entire
around it,
ecosystem.
right? In Nigeria, I'm not saying Lagos doesn't have that ecosystem, but it doesn't function properly.
We don't.
There is no
Like,
It's
let's
just
be
not
real.
structure.
structured. It's not
Like, what am I
structured.
going somewhere? And first of all, I say I want to go to the beach. I decide, okay, tomorrow I'm going to go to the beach. And then for me to even get there, first of all, there's massive traffic. Problem number one, right? And the only way there is by car. Okay.
Then I have to
Exactly.
find
Then to go to
boats.
a concert is another issue.
No, so I think the Lashe one has its own perk, which is probably fine. I don't even think that's I think the biggest problem with Lashe is costs. That's my personal opinion.
Shame on. You can like to twist this thing and be finding
No,
perks
I'm
up and
saying
down.
there are different things. I think the problem with like
The fact, I think that at the end
I
of
think
the
the main
day,
issue is like cost, traffic, infrastructure. Those are the issues, and the fact that we have not planned how like this thing should be something that keeps going. And I think there's some classism within it too, like where it's on the island. If it's not the island, I can't go to Ikeja, I can't do all these things. That too is adding to part of the problem. And I don't know.
I
I
was
just
going to
don't know
say
that
that
it's worth it.
the summation of it, and what somebody said to me that made me realize this is the fact that you can't go to Nigeria without knowing somebody. Like you can't just get on the
Yeah.
plane and be like, I'm going to Lagos to have a good time, and you don't know anybody, you'll suffer. And the fact that that is the reality of Lagos,
Yeah.
that just tells you everything you need to know. It's not a it's not a tourism friendly state.
It's not a
Or
tourism.
the country is not a
the whole
tourism
country is
friendly
not tourist
country.
friendly.
Yeah, that's just it. And I think that's what we're going to leave it at, because like we'll just
That's
keep
what I'm saying.
going
Like I think
in
Ghana,
loops.
they actually do care about like we want to be a tourist place. They want to be a place where people come for tourism. And South Africa to a certain extent, we don't have that. Like we're here, we're just we're on vibes.
Do you know what
like
pisses-
already said, we're just on vibes. And when you're on vibes, you can't get anywhere. You're gonna ride the wave and the wave is gonna crash.
Do you
We're
know
on
what
vibes.
annoys me about a lot of like things like this, right? One thing about Nigerians, we're proud people. We raise shoulder, Nigeria, Detty December, Afrobeat. Oh my God, yeah, we're so special. But when it comes to execution, you will be covering your face because it's just shameful. You reach, oh, I'm a Nigerian, yeah. Somebody that's not Nigerian goes to your country and you have to cover, it's egg on your face. That's the same, right? There's egg on your face because the whole experience is just so bad, so embarrassing.
Embarrassment.
Like Nigeria, are you not embarrassed? That's the question we should be asking. Not every time party.
You know, today in church, they called me and they said, oh, you are the giant of Africa. I looked at my cousin and said, tortoise of
the
Africa.
Giant tortoise.
Because there's no, even giant tortoise is so big. Tortoise. That is just tortoise.
I think we really caught a wave because of, let's just call it what it is, like Afrobeat to the world caught a wave. And a lot of them, before, there was always like in December, there was always people are doing house parties, there was always a Detty December, right? It's just like because Afrobeats got the attention, it just kind of made sense organically. But we have just not done a good job of making it better. We've just not.
I
It
think
is
we
what
can
it
we
is.
can all agree that it was an organic situation. It was a wave that took us by surprise, and we just haven't done a good job at improving on things year after year. I think that we have the same issues. In fact, I think things
We
are
have
getting worse.
more issues.
I
Yeah.
think things are getting worse. And that leads me to, I was scrolling on Twitter the other day and I came across a tweet by this Leo Da Silva, Leo Big Brother, however you know him. And he posted a clip like from booking.com where I think he was just doing research. 11 nights in Nigeria, in Lagos, Nigeria, $9,350 for accommodation. 11 nights. And his whole thing was, he said, nothing is funnier than the prices of VI and Ikoyi apartments this December. I know some of you think it will be a short thing, but you see hotels, they will get more bookings this December and you'd have to reduce your prices. Over $9,000 for 11 nights for just an okay place. Then he goes on to say, in the end, Lagos will be priced out of Detty December. The infrastructure and ease is just not enough to be spending $9,000 on a hotel for 11 days. And that's part of the problem. Like everything that we're talking about on a federal government level or government level, infrastructure, yes, there's that.
We're
But
talking about
now,
individuals now.
we're
Vanessa, this
We're
is
just
the
greedy.
So
this
two
is the
things are
vibe.
true.
This is the vibes thing
Come
I'm
on,
talking
Origin.
about. Let me tell you why. So when it comes to prices, yeah, I think something is wrong upstairs with a lot of people that have businesses in our country. Because so many times that if they explain Nigeria to you and it makes sense, they haven't explained it properly. So when I hear some of the prices people are calling in that country, because tell me why 11 nights in in a regular apartment in Ikoyi VI is $9,000. That same amount, 11 nights, I can take it to go to even New York, get a hotel, get a three-star hotel. I will not pay up to 9K. That's the first thing. And then I will have access to Subway. I will have some of the best restaurants in the world. The culture is there. They have clubs, they have parties. No unnecessary traffic.
No unnecessary traffic.
So Nigerians, one thing I've noticed, they just like
Even
to
the New
call
York has
price.
traffic.
That's why I said it's vibes culture. They'll just think, people are coming. They're willing to pay this. Okay, I'll just put 9K there because somebody will pay.
And that's what they did. People had
no
research. Did you have
research.
an Airbnb that was booked
That's
and
what
they
I'm
No
saying.
research, no nothing.
I'll
Do
get to
people
my
not know that
story
there's something
first
called
now.
pricing structure?
So
You
the thing.
figure out how you price things.
Here's what's happening. Here's what I think is happening. My view of what's happening is this. When this whole thing started, because I've always been like I said, there's always been a Detty December of some sort in Lagos where people come. I remember when me and my wife were still dating, we booked an Airbnb for her for like a period, like let's call it like 2 weeks in Oniru, right? Then it was like $50 a night. This is a 3-bedroom house, like
in December or in like
December,
the
peak December, peak December, like maybe the 25th, 26th, something like that. It was like $50 a night, and that was like obviously there were more expensive places and there were cheaper places, right? But obviously, as Detty December started to, as you guys said, catch fire more globally, more people started to come. I think it got more expensive as we were booking, but it was somewhat still reasonable. But then I feel like the thing that really shifted was like 4 years ago when the prices just were like in the thousands for like the very first time.
Does it make sense?
In the thousands. And maybe then it was...
Shimon, I'm going to have to put a timer on how many times you say like in one sentence. You guys, every time Shimon says like, we'll have to take a shot.
Actually, that should be one episode. We should do an episode. Yeah.
Okay.
That's what
no
we're
more
going
likes.
to do.
So I think then people were just like, oh, this is getting expensive, but it's still manageable. And I believe that the people who are renting their places, just like already said, they believe they can get away with it because it's December, people are going to come. There are so many people, and we must make all the money we can make this December. I think that's where the problem is.
No research, no nothing. And first of all, right, another thing is, one of the things that attracts tourists to countries like Nigeria.
Maybe we should speak to people who own shortlets and see what their perspective on this.
Yeah, some of the people that
that
travel to, God, I know our producer does not like the word developing, but that travel to countries in Africa, Caribbean and all that. Yeah.
Third world countries.
One of the appeal is the price, right? Is
It's
it
price.
appeal, whatever. One of the attractions is the price. They know that when
Yeah.
I convert
Yeah.
USD, Canada,
You get your
yeah.
You're getting
So,
more for your
but
bag,
then
for your
now
bucks.
when I look at prices, it's the same as if I decide that I want to go to Miami for Christmas, or if I want, that kind of thing. I might as well go to Miami.
Which is crazy.
I
For
might as well
nothing.
go to Portugal. I might as well go to what's the other place that's warm in the winter that I can have fun.
Heck, I might
go
as
to
well go to
London.
London.
I might as well
Even
go to
London
Italy,
here.
Greece.
Might as well go to London.
No, I think even for the crowd, this is, I think, the main existential problem that might happen. This crowd wants like Afrobeat Amapiano vibe. And I honestly think there is better in South Africa. They have about the same level of entertainment, maybe better, maybe less, whatever. But then they have so much more to offer, and it's maybe not as expensive. So why do that? Why do this Lagos craziness when you can do somewhere else? And Ghana already went down this thing that we're going through. That's part of the Ghana's problem. The prices of accommodation in Ghana got like crazy expensive. And people were like,
Ridiculous,
oh,
yeah.
this is like Ghanaians, the way we're talking about it, Ghanaians were talking about this 3 years ago. They were like, oh, why all of a sudden is this like in Accra? Like, what's going on? So that's part of the problem. And I think 2 years or 3 years ago, Airbnbs in Lagos and all these shortless people, they really saw a crowd of people coming and they were like, oh my God, we could have milked them for more. I think that was and they are like, don't worry, next year we will catch. That was my sense. But also I want to talk about it a bit holistically. So I'm hearing like every time I hear people say they're trying to rent houses to do an Airbnb business in Lagos, or even just rent houses to stay in Lagos, I'm increasingly hearing like crazy amounts for rent in Ikoyi, VI, Oniru, and its environs. So obviously, if the landlords are like intrinsically like we are hearing like, oh, you want to buy a house in Parkview or somewhere in Ikoyi or Lekki these days, you have to have what 300 million. Like 300 million may not even buy you a condo.
It's scratching the surface. Yeah.
In Lekki phase 1. I don't think it will. Maybe it will. I don't know. The problem is even deeper rooted. Is my problem. Is what I'm trying to say. Landlords are charging ridiculous
let me
amounts,
push back.
and there is no. Really and truly, why would someone come, like, other than Easter and other periods, like, a lot of these places are almost empty. So it's December, they want to make all the money for the year, or most of the money for the year.
But let me push back on that a little bit. But that's not how you do business.
That's why I said vibes.
I agree.
You cannot wait till the end of the year or a particular period to want to make all your money, because what will happen is a lot of these places that are also charging $9,000 are sitting empty. Because nobody in their right senses is going to pay $9,000 for an apartment for 11 days in Lagos, except you're a thief. Are you a thief? If you're stealing money, yes. But if you're stealing money, you might as well buy yourself an apartment in Lagos. But like, nobody is going to take their hard-earned money and be like, yeah, I'm putting $9,000 down.
I wouldn't.
I'm stay in Lagos for 11 days. Like, nobody in the right senses is doing that. So it's penny wise,
some
pound
people
foolish,
might,
because
they're far.
They are
very,
very few. And your apartment needs to be worth it.
Most of them are not.
And most of them are not worth it. So it's penny wise, pound foolish to me, because as the owner of that apartment, whether I'm leasing it to do Airbnb or I'm the owner of the place, I'm leaving money on the table because I have priced myself out of the market. It makes no sense.
I think
what you're essentially telling me is that
what
you're essentially telling me is that I'm spending almost $1,000 per night on a regular apartment in Lagos, Nigeria, which to me there's no apartment in Nigeria that is even worth $4,000.
Am I staying at the Shangri-La Hotel? Do you know Shangri-La Hotel, right? One of the best top 7-star, 6-star. Am I staying at Shangri-La Hotel? What are we doing here? Let's
so.
Like, again, is this the Ritz? Are we at Waldorf? Are we at Waldorf Astoria? What's going on? Is it the Four Seasons?
2 years ago to last year, I heard this. I think the market is correcting. 2 years ago to 3 years ago to last year, I was hearing the same thing. How like Lagos is fully booked in December. It's really hard to get an Airbnb. Like in December, it's like everyone is coming. It was super booked. That was kind of like the story. And obviously then it was overpriced. And I think this is why I said I would really like to talk to people who own these things. I think the feedback that gave the hosts on Airbnb and the shortlet people is we must charge more. We must, like, that's the feedback they go in their head. Like, oh, this in their
That's
head,
so
they were like, we
stupid.
must
Do
collect
you know?
more
Do
money
you know? Do
from
you know
these
the
people.
thing is?
So literally, and this
Okay.
goes to my story. Literally, in the beginning of the year or around July, we knew we are going to come, and we started saying like Airbnb is one of the first things we're going to book, or whatever we want to sort out. We will. I can't tell you how many like places I tried to reserve in the middle of the year, and the consistent response I got is it's not available now. December prices are coming. We don't know what our December prices are coming. So they were already positioning themselves like, oh, we want to see how we can maximize our December price, peak period pricing, which in dynamic pricing itself is
Yeah.
not like new, right? Obviously.
It's not new, yeah.
It's not new. But like there's usually like certainty with like booking longer terms or whatever, booking ahead of time. These people don't care about that. They're like, this December we will collect all the money we can. I'm telling you, even as at like September, sometimes we would book places and they would cancel on us because they've seen like, oh, they think they can get more money in December, essentially. Some of those places are still available right
Have
now.
they reached out to you? Have they
I'm
reached out
speaking
to
to you.
Oh,
No,
okay.
no. So it got so bad that they canceled a lot of our Airbnbs because I told you guys we had one that we booked. It got so bad that for us, we're not even sure who was going to be available. We even booked multiple Airbnbs for the same period, just in case one cancelled, we will have another one on standby. And then even with that, we were like, we still had the fear of God in our mind. Like by September, we said, okay, we're going to choose this one. The other one, we'll let it go. The one we chose like 3 weeks ago or 2 weeks ago just came and said, bye-bye, we're not doing it again. We are fully booked. And this is somebody that we have been messaging, we're trying to keep the person engaged just to make sure that the person
I
knows.
didn't give you a reason or an
attitude?
excuse.
They were like, oh, we booked it somewhere else. Basically, that's it.
You booked you somewhere else.
They've booked the place out somewhere else. So my sense is they just got someone who was going to pay more off the app or something. And this story is not, it's not me, it's that this,
It's
like
not
when you
unique
read a lot of
to
heard
you.
comments
about
on
this, yeah.
Airbnb, you even see like that they've been doing this. When you read like some of the hosts and what people are, you say, oh, this person charged me 1,000, but as it got closer to the day, they increased the price. I'm even telling you, like, after that, 2 weeks ago, I tried to book another place. As we messaged the guy, we booked the place. Is it available? Like, I don't even book again. I ask, is it available first? So it's like, when I booked it, 2 days later, the guy was like, well, we need to augment the price. We're like, augment what price? The guy was like, we need to augment the price. I was like, but what do you mean augment the price? We're coming in like a few weeks. The guy was like, well, then I need to cancel. And the guy cancelled. So even as I speak now, I'm not even sure that the one we have, they will not
Have you been messaging the one you have?
We are always messaging the people. So it's like, I don't even know what's going on. But I've also seen or heard on TikTok that shortlet people are also complaining that they're not getting as many bookings as they got last year.
How can they?
Yes.
So it's almost like at some point they are pricing themselves out because the prices are really ridiculous now. I think this year, maybe next year, is like the last straw for this kind of behavior, in my opinion. And after that, people are going to be like, what is the point?
This is where
personally I'm at that point where it's
this
like,
is where Minister of Tourism or Commissioner of Tourism, as you've mentioned, should come in, because they're not just doing this to Nigerians, they're doing this to anybody that's thinking of coming into the country. That's the first thing. This is where Minister or Commissioner, either one of them, however they want to decide between themselves, there should be policies in place that if you cancel this thing before or something, like in fact, not even if you cancel, you cannot cancel within a specific period of time for a higher price. What you've booked is what you've booked, unless maybe the person did not pay or something, right? Because this again ties into the tourism thing. And I think people underestimate word of mouth when it comes to business growth or attracting customers or whatever. If it spreads word of mouth, oh, that place, if you go there, prices, they will cancel on you, they'll do this. You can't even guarantee where you stay. people that don't live in Nigeria or not Nigerians are very concerned about where they would stay, right? Because they're concerned about issues like safety,
Yes,
transport.
because
You don't know
imagine,
anything in
dude,
the place now, they've cancelled. What do I do? I was already so sure about this place, blah, blah, blah. They're not going to want to come and visit. For example, this is divide thing. That's the first thing. Vanessa said they want to make all their money within the year. I agree with that. The third thing is it's just not business. And to be honest, Amon, you've touched on deeper issues in the country. This is a culture that persists in Nigeria, to be honest. People are always trying to get the most they can get out of customers. It's a cultural thing. So that this is happening in this Dirty December space is not strange. Tailors are doing it, fashion designers are doing it, hairstylists are doing it. Everybody does it. This is something that persists in Nigerian culture when it comes to business. They are just now taking it into this Dirty December space, which we should not be doing because you're not dealing with Nigerians. The fact that Nigerians accept
yes,
it is another whole discussion in itself, but let's just put that one aside for today. It's bad
it's just
business.
bad business, generally speaking. I think
You
it's
don't
bad
do
way
this.
to do business. Like my friend last year, he was like, he's never come to Nigeria again. They came to Nigeria. They had the worst situation where their Airbnb cancelled on them.
Oh my God.
The day
Nigerians?
the day they landed. Yeah, they were Nigerians. They were like, they had to find somewhere else to book. Like, do you know how crazy that is? Like, that's the worst thing. If that happens to me, I don't know how. I don't know how to do it. But obviously, like, yeah. So this thing of like we just horrible business practices. But I think it's going to correct itself because when people, I think it's going to start. I'm hoping it's going to start this year, and I don't wish bad on people's businesses, but I feel like this year there might be a lot of empty shotlets. Next year, maybe emptier, and then people will start giving themselves sense that okay, we have overpriced ourselves from the market. That's my sense of what's going on, and apparently they are complaining about it on TikTok already. Let's see. Because this is not it's not acceptable behavior. And you are right. This happens
Everywhere.
in clubs too, in restaurants, minimum spend. This
They do
idea
it
that
everywhere. This price thing that they do everywhere. It is a
you'll give
culture
out your
problem.
table, minimum spend. It's all tied to what we've been saying. Everything is happening via Ikoyi, Lagos. That those people there think they are gods, so we must make all the money. That being said, I've also seen Airbnb prices in Ikeja, GRA, and Magoda and all these places. They are also
It's widespread.
ridiculously expensive.
It's widespread. It's crazy.
Somebody in Ogudu is charging $2,000. What
Do you
for?
understand? You can't expect to milk people and you're still giving barest minimum, right? If you want me to pay $2,000 or whatever, let me see the value of what I'm paying for, right? Let it be that I'm walking to the place and wow. And this unethical business practices or whatever, that's another
If you start discussing
another topic for another day. We can go on that for we can go on that for hours and hours and hours because it doesn't just cut across the real estate industry, you know. It's just across the entire country. You know, you have to beg people for your refund. Businesses are operating in Nigeria and they are saying that they don't do refunds, which is ridiculous to me. They don't, there are businesses in Nigeria that they don't do exchange, they don't do refund. Once you have bought it, you have bought it. I'm like, come off it, man. You know, so there's a lot of room for a lot of improvement, for a lot of infrastructure to be built. And why I'm particularly like interested in the whole like building infrastructure for Detty December is because if infrastructure is built for Detty December, we kind of still benefit from that infrastructure on the long term as a country,
all year round.
right? So all year round. So if roads are made, if it's you make sure that roads are done for Detty December, you enjoy that road for the rest of the month to come, right? The road is not going to disappear in January. It will still be there. So in January, you enjoy that road. In February, you enjoy that road. If things are set up properly where, you know, business practices are looked into and you enjoy those business practices throughout the rest of the year. So it's almost like if we can focus on things that affect us where the money pinches, maybe we can also get a little bit of relief, do you understand, in other day-to-day activities that involve us as a whole country because we know that the government is really not good. They don't really care about us like that. Right, so if we come and be crying, they will not do it. But let's try and get them to care about the things that actually affect baseline, right? Which is money, which is what they're looking for. And it's just a sad situation. I want Detty December to be a thing for a long time. I want Nigeria to become a tourism hub for West Africa. Because we need to. It's just like we need to diversify our economy is the truth of the matter. But as it stands right now, the country is unfriendly. It's hostile.
You can't be unfriendly and be expensive at the same time.
Exactly. The country
You
is
have to
hostile.
choose
And
one lane.
hostile, yeah, and
You
it's
can't be
hostile on
hostile.
different levels. It's hostile on different levels. There's insecurity, there's hostility, there's
Infrastructural.
just being haggled and hassled, infrastructural hostility. Like it's just hostile on so many levels. Because which is it you want to deal with? From the airport already, people are haggling you for money. It's not easy. There's no clear pathway on how to get from the airport to your house. If you're just landing in Lagos, like something just happened by stroke of luck and you're landing in Lagos, there's no clear pathway that, oh, this is how I go from the airport to my house. Zero. So I think there's a lot of room
There should
for
even
improvement
be.
here. And
There should even
go
be.
ahead.
Another thing I would touch on. Not everybody that is living / coming to visit Lagos has excess funds. There is a thing called customer segmentation. Segment the fun. Segment the party.
There is no customers.
So some people.
I mean, there is. You can go to Abule instead of Obi's house. Go
But
to
if you're a
Tuesday in
tourist,
Abule.
will you go
I
to
recommend.
Abulegba? Will you? Will you find your way?
How will you even find your way to
Will you?
Abule as a
So
Will you
tourist?
that's
Do you
feel
even know
part
what
of
that
the
safe?
issue.
is?
So ideally, in a reasonable, if we had sense, what it'd be like. Oh, obviously, there's Obi's house for Burna Boy and Arasta and whatnot. But then there is this place in Abule that you can drive there easily. There's easy road or like a train that the train is too far. People can drive there. There's no traffic. You are not worried that police will stop you somewhere. That is like everyone doesn't have to go to Obi's house. You can go to what are they doing in Ikorodu?
What about the
You
beach?
can find other places. I guess that's my point. It's like we have now like decided that Obi's house is in this 12 square feet, I don't know, 10-mile radius. That's like what we're now doing with Detty December.
Yeah, but
Which
there's a reason
I don't think that's
why
even like a smart idea, generally speaking.
it's not a smart idea, but there's also, apart from the classism angle, there's also a reason why people prefer to be on the island.
Yes,
right?
now
And
they feel it's
until those
safer.
things, it's not just that they feel. You
They-
know that it is safer. It's not just a feeling.
No, not just safer. I'm saying that's one. It's safer. Like it's closer to everywhere you're trying to go to, and supposed to have better infrastructure. Supposed to.
So
Or
it's
nicer
supposed to,
infrastructure.
right? Nicer infrastructure. So there's a problem, right? If we cannot fix the security situation as a whole, there's nothing, even as a Nigerian, there's nothing that's going to incentivize me to be going to Ikorodu at 10 p.m. at night. You can't pay me. And this is not even a classism thing. It's not a classism thing. You just,
No, I agree.
There is nothing that, if Whiskey likes, let's go and put his concert inside Ikorodu, I'm not going. Like, I'm not going. Like, because it's already going to be, it's a hassle to get to those places. And it's going to be a worse hassle to get out of those places. Even TBS is a nightmare. Have you gone to TBS when there's an event in TBS? Like that Onikon area or whatever,
You
to
can't
get
pay
out
me
of
to
that
go to
place.
TBS right now.
So you don't want people to be going to Ikorodu long.
Right now, you can't pay me to go to TBS. You don't understand. TBS, you cannot pay me to.
So there's, I don't know. Nigeria December. Listen, if you're coming to
Can
Nigeria
we
in
talk
December,
a bit about some of this concert ticket costs that we've been hearing, which is part of the greater cost. This is part of the cost.
Shout out to the
Because
Asaki fans.
So here's my thing. I thought that we've basically figured out that events in Nigeria, you cannot,
Should be cheaper.
they can't be too costs. Like they can't be too expensive. That's what I thought. But it sounds like that thinking has changed and people are like, no, we can charge 200K for a ticket, for a basic ticket. When did that happen? When did this? Because in my mind, people don't have money in Nigeria. Like no shade, like things are tough in Nigeria. You want to sell out, what is it, 3,000? Of 1,000 tickets. I really, really struggle to believe that you would find people paying 250, 300K per day.
No,
am I crazy? Maybe I'm
you're
wrong.
right about that people not having the income, right? But do you know what as we've been talking, I've been trying to figure out what it is. And what I've heard from other people, somebody talking to vendors for clothes, blah, blah, blah. Do you know how Nigerians decide their pricing? It ties into that market segmentation I talk about. Oh, Mr. B can pay $5,000. So why should I charge less than that? Everybody else should be 5,000. I think that's how people decide prices in that country. No sense whatsoever. Because where in your mind did it 300? And guess what? And I keep saying it. Nigerians take that rubbish. People are going to hustle for that money and buy those tickets. That's the other problem that we have in that country. You don't have the money, but you hustle it. You get those tickets. You go there. You party. You shake your bum too. Who is it? Ashake. Abi, you do sumba. He will go
Yeah.
home with your money.
No,
You'll be
wait. And
broke
we
in
said I
January.
think Ashake is
Oh,
300. Central C is another 200 or something. And David is how much? 190. And then Whiskey is what, 5 million for a table of 10? Or
good luck
what
to
is the
everybody.
Whiskey one?
Good luck to everybody. That's all I have to say about that.
The crazy thing is, how much is an Ashake ticket in, like, Ashake is coming to, let's say Ashake is
When he
coming
came to
LA
Canada,
or
he was about 200 USD. When he came
Houston.
to...
And I remember that being a
people were
struggle
shocked at that
too,
price.
as well.
Yeah.
Even
But then
in
you're not
Toronto.
taking... But the thing is, you can't...
No, I'm even saying, even in Houston, the last Burner show I went to in Houston was about 100K, 100, maybe 70. I don't really think that Ashake can charge $200 in LA and get away with it. Like, he might sell some tickets, of course, but that's not going to be the basic tickets. Does it now get to, we can, how does that translate to we should charge this in Lagos? That's the part
That's what I'm saying. They just think
You see that I'm
about it. They
quiet.
just...
Central C, I don't think Central C can charge $200.
Who is listening to Central C?
MSG.
Not an insult. I'm genuinely curious.
You see that I'm quiet. I'm quiet because
I don't know.
I already made up my mind that Nigerian acts I know what it's set wise. So this thing cannot catch me. Somebody messaged me, Whiskey, yes, said they're doing table for 10. It's 500,000 naira per person. I said, and you messaged me. They didn't give you the memo. 500,000 naira
in
to go and see
TBS.
Whiskey in TBS.
In TBS.
Stop it. I mean, she had the whole thing set up, or they were going to rent. Like the 500 was for the ticket, too. But they were still going to rent like
additional cost.
You're going to additional cost. They're going to rent like a Sprinter van so that everybody can go in one this thing with Mopo and all of this shit. I said, yeah. I'm not that pressed. There's not a Nigerian act that I am pressed enough to pay 500. Even Beyonce, when I used to see Beyonce, I didn't pay 500,000 naira.
You know, I said, or there was
I
this.
didn't pay 500,000 naira to see Beyonce.
There are maybe 5 artists in the whole world that will pay more than $300 for. Maybe 5. I don't, and I think this is the average. This is the common part. We're the 3 commoners, Tango. I think this is the common.
Let's do quick math, right? So I just Googled it now because I'm genuinely curious. Average salary in Canada is estimated to be 71 to 75,000. I did 75. That comes to 6,250 per month. This is before taxes. So let's say after taxes, maybe 4. Yes, it's higher.
That's the average in Canada.
But so I was like, so we'll discuss it. Yeah. So I was like, okay, 4,000. Let's just say it would be after taxes, high 4,000, low 5,000 after taxes. I can't do the math right now. So somebody can take 200 and say, let me pay for a ticket, right? Somebody can do that if you're financially okay. Nigeria,
and even that they struggled
in Nigeria.
Toronto.
What is the average salary? It's 30,000.
I think
minimum is 30.
The average salary is like 50K. What's the NYC salary,
70,
right? 70?
No, minimum is 70, some 75.
So let's say double that 150. There are people paying
now, how many,
probably less than that 70s. But like, let's say the minimum salary is 150K or something like that. Like civil servants
now, how many
would be the minimum
civil
wage,
servants
right?
is 30,000. That's minimum. But how many people are earning more than, let's just say 60,000 naira per month in Nigeria? Let's even say 50.
But I think
I don't have the numbers.
At
But
the base of this, right? Just know that when these promoters or Flight Time and all these people decide that they are doing shows, they're not thinking of the average Nigerian.
Okay, let's go to the elite. How many of them even want to pay this?
They will pay it.
That is my problem.
You think so?
They will pay it.
I think this is the Airbnb problem all over again. In my opinion.
They will pay it and they've been paying it. So they're looking at the elites, and then 2, they're looking at the diasporas, right? They're thinking that, the diasporas, the truth about it is, as a diaspora that comes to Nigeria, you're a little more loose with your budgets. You're a little more loose with your cash. Not that loose, but that's what I'm saying. You're a little bit loose with your budget, with your cash, because you feel you're spending naira and whatever the case may be, blase. But they're they're playing into the psychology of people that want to be seen at these events, right? And
Agreed.
the elite, that's really what it is. They are paid the psychology of people that want to be seen at these events.
I went to.
The elite people are interested in curating this their lifestyle of where they come to Nigeria and that they live large. No, that's the Nigerian.
I agree
Everybody
with
wants to
you.
say, oh, when I'm in Nigeria, I'm a king, I'm a queen, I live large in Nigeria.
at
It's
me,
only in
Mopo.
America. Look, the people that are doing all those things, they will be there. You will see them.
Yes, why I
It will
think
be on
it's
their
kind of like the
stories.
Airbnb thing. So there was always like one or two concerts in Nigeria where you're like, oh my god, remember like the band had that famous like what was that Coco concert where it was like 1 million even then back in the day. That's one. I think what we are seeing now is multiple super expensive concerts because now we have multiple superstars. We have Wizkid, David, Central C, Rema. Multiple. Maybe people can pick and choose, but I just don't know. Maybe I haven't done the market research in all of this. I'm happy to be wrong. I just don't know that people are coming and going to be paying these things. It's the same people that are going to go to these things, the same diasporans that are going to go to all these concerts. So I just don't see it. My guess is there'll be a lot of free tickets. That's my educated guess, but I may be wrong. Vanessa, you are right that people are coming, they want to floss. Quilocks today, Cabana tomorrow, Ashake's show. Look at my Instagram. It is crazy. For my thoughts on the whole thing, but I think we've flogged this a bit more than obviously there's a lot we did not get into, but
because we talk too much.
The story is we need to get better as Nigerians. Because it would be a shame, like we're talking about, like I personally want us to keep it like for a long time. I don't want Detty December to be like what happened to kind of Calabac Festival or stuff like that. It has to be something that is around for a long time. But so those who are listening, those who have the power to change stuff, please fix up. Those who are coordinating things, fix up. We to do our own in our own way. Anyways,
yeah, I think, generally speaking, if you're coming to Nigeria for December, welcome. It is hot. We're waiting for you. If you're in Lagos, get ready for the traffic because it's already building up. Get your money ready for your MUAs. I hear that they're charging a minimum of 60 to 80,000 naira per look. And with all that we've discussed now, you know that the prices might go up. So get your money ready for your makeups.
Just ask your friend to do your makeup for you, I beg.
Enjoy the Owambes. He's saying this meanwhile his wife will do makeup artists. Don't listen to this guy. Enjoy your Owambes. Enjoy the concert. If you're going to see Asaki, post all the videos so that we can see. If you're going to Wheezy Baby, post all the videos so that people like me that are not going can see. But I think that it's a great time. It is somber. It's going to be a somber Christmas, especially with all the kidnappings and killings that have gone on in the last few weeks in the country. So I don't anticipate. Well, maybe Lagos people are on a different wavelength. You guys, whatever's going on in the rest of the country, the Christians are still partying. But for the rest of the country, I think it's going to be a bit more calm. But come have a good time, spend time with your family, spend that money, spend the naira to grow the naira, have a good time, and
already is Yimwe.
Yeah, like I don't. Yeah, be safe. Be safe. Take your security serious. Do not try as much as possible not to get in cars with drunk people. Make sure that your Ubers are correct. If you're entering an Uber or taking any Bolt or whatever, make sure that the plate number or the license plate matches the license plate that you're seeing. Just make sure that you're security conscious and aware. Don't leave your drink. Let them not spike your drink. Don't leave your drink unattended to and come back and drink it. I mean, the way you will be safety conscious anyway, please be safety conscious in Lagos times 3 more.
My own advice, no do pass yourself. This is not the time that, you want to be doing loud spending. Remember that you have real life in January. And remember, January is always longer than February and
December.
Than December and November combined. This is not the time, if you can avoid, this is not the time to say you must. I'm a big boy. Look at me. The eagle has landed. The lion is here. You are not a lion. You are just a tech bro from Santa Clara.
Oh, please.
Calm down. Let's all be advised.
Wow, Santa Clara, shots fired. But yeah, have a good time. Enjoy your December. I think this is the last episode that we will be recording for this year, for 2025, right?
Yeah.
Probably.
Merry Christmas. Have a
Yeah.
fantabulous time with the family. Eat rice, chicken, everything. Happy New Year to everybody. And hopefully we all usher in 2026 in great health. And I think we'll catch you guys in the new year. That
If
is
you see me
crazy.
in Lagos, don't be afraid to just, holler at me and Vanessa. We're gonna be
He
chilling. We're
thinks
gonna
he's
be turning it
famous.
up.
Uh-huh.
I don't know
Italawa
this person.
vibe,
I don't know
the
what this
Italawa
is. I don't know
crew.
what this is.
We're gonna be in Abule Egba, Egbeda, coming close to you from a city close in
I will
Mushi,
not be in
Ikorodu.
Abulegba or Egbeda. If you see
What's
anybody
the name of
there
that restaurant?
that looks like me, it's a scam. It's not
247,
me.
all these type of places will be there.
Yeah.
So
I will not be there. Catch me on the island, okay?
catch me outside. Okay, that's all
But
right, man.
yeah,
Thanks, everyone.
have a great Christmas and Happy New Year, everybody. Catch you guys next year. Bye.